This podcast episode proudly brought to you by Firm Foundation Media. Build your content on a firm foundation.
Hi there and welcome to the inaugural episode of Hubtown Life, the podcast. I'm Scott Squires, and our first guest on episode 1 is Michaela MacLauchlan, and Michaela is the Executive Director for the Lotus Center, located right here in Toronto, Nova Scotia. Thanks for having some time to join us on the podcast.
Thanks for having us.
I guess the easy way to start, or the first place to start, would be what is the Lotus Center?
So we are a resource center for women in Truro and the surrounding area. We provide free programs, counseling services, clothing, hygiene items, things like that for women. And if we can't help you in office, we can help you navigate the other organizations in Truro.
How long has the Lotus Center been around? How long has it been in Truro?
The Lotus Center began operation in 1999 in a one-room classroom at the NSCC.
How did it get started? Why did it get started?
There was a lovely woman named Jackie Ferdinand who began the Women's Resource Center as part of a school project, and it just kind of took off from there. They created a board of directors and things just flew, and here we are.
So you mentioned it got its beginnings in 1999. How long have you been involved with the center?
I have been with the center for 11 years.
And how did you get involved?
I started here as a work placement, and I worked here for about a year, and then they created a position for me as admin.
And in those 11 years, what are some of the changes, or what are some of the positive things that you've seen happen here in terms of growth of the center, reach of the center?
In my time here, when I first started, we were in a small office on Prince Street, right next to the Fairtrade Cafe. So we have moved several times, but the biggest improvement, I would say, has been the purchasing of our home that we have here at 67 Dominion. So we own our own space. And that was a really big deal for us. Our clientele has grown immensely in the 11 years that I've been here. There's been women who have been coming here for at least the 11 years that I've been here, if not more. And we're seeing more and more women every year.
You mentioned 67 Dominion Street as the actual physical location for the Lotus Center here in Truro. That's a good opportunity for me to ask you, what are some of the other ways that people can find out about you, get information, whether it's a website or social media or whatever, but some good ways to find out more?
We are on Facebook. We do a lot of our advertising on Facebook. It's the best way to find out what we have going on up to date. We have a website, which is just thelotuscenter.net. And you can also reach us by email at admin@thelotuscenter.net as well. Or you can call us, 895-4295.
Area code 902, of course.
Yes.
Who are some of the individuals, who are some of the people that can take advantage of the Lotus Center?
Anyone who identifies as a woman is more than welcome to come through our doors. Women and girls in the community, that's who we serve.
What are some of the other services that you provide that you find are really important for women in this community that need the type of services that you offer?
One of our biggest services that we see the most uptake on is our supportive programming. So we do group programming. We've got usually 2 programs running each week, a lot of them on boundaries, self-esteem, healthy relationships, that sort of thing. That's been very popular, as well as supportive counseling. So with a women's support worker, they can sit down for 45 minutes and talk about anything they might want to talk about, and that's all free.
What would be some criteria for any individual that wanted to come and utilize the services here, for anybody that might be listening to this and thinking, I should reach out?
We offer services to anyone in the community that identifies as a woman. So women, girls, families, we don't turn anyone away.
If there's something or a service that perhaps somebody is looking to the Lotus Center for that you don't provide or can't provide for whatever reason, what steps do you take to help those people?
We can provide people with a referral to any other agency in the community. So that might include our women's clinic, operated by Dr. Haley Bald, which is for anything sexual or reproductive health related. We have good connections with other nonprofit organizations such as CMHA, the Food Bank, Nova Scotia Works. So we can reach out and make those connections for people and assist them in that transition.
Anybody that's listening to this that might be considering calling here to utilize any of your services, but they're just not sure, they just can't get up the courage, what would you say to them?
I would say make the call, come in, come and see us. I know it may be daunting, but I think once you walk through the door, you'll realize that we are very welcoming. It's a very comfortable environment. We strive to provide a warm, welcoming spot for people that's non-judgmental, and we just want to help. So yeah, just make the call or come on in.
You've been here 11 years. You've seen a lot. You're now the executive director of the operation, the Lotus Center. For you personally, why do you feel that this is so important in this community?
I feel like it's so important because there's so many people out there that may not even realize that they need our services. There's still people who don't know we even exist, so this is fantastic because I would like to reach those folks. Everybody needs some support at some point in their life, especially women, and we're all going through different stages and things in our lives, but just having a listening ear sometimes is good. And yeah, I mean, it's just a passion. I want to help people, and I've been able to do that for 11 years, and it's why I get up in the mornings.
Things like the Lotus Center, they're so important in communities like Truro and the surrounding area. How are you funded?
We are funded through the Status of Women Canada. So we have core funding, which we are very grateful for, which provides, the wages for the staff, and it covers the cost of our house and some of our, fundamental items, but everything else that we do is by donation or by grants. So every little bit helps.
How important are donations, and how can people donate?
We do accept donations of grocery store gift cards. We accept donations of hygiene items, shampoos, deodorants, clothing. We're looking for new women's underwear. That's a big deal that we can give out to our clients.
I've got daughters myself, the youngest of which is coming up to her 14th birthday. What services do you offer to perhaps younger individuals, maybe even teenage girls?
Teenage girls are welcome to utilize any of the services that we have. So whether that's our support worker, our supportive programming, our closet, hygiene items, but we also run Girl Power Camp, which is for girls ages 8 to 11, but there is a component of the camp called Junior Leaders. So that's for girls ages 12 to 15, so they can volunteer and act as sort of camp facilitators for the program, which has been very successful so far.
What are the hours of the Lotus Center?
We're here Monday to Friday, 8:30 to 4:30. We generally try to answer our voicemail within 24 hours at the very latest. So if you leave me a message overnight and I come in at 8:30 in the morning, I will respond as soon as I can. We aren't a crisis center, but we will do our best to answer anyone's calls and point them in the right direction.
A bit of information that you wanted to get out in terms of when the center may be open or closed during inclement weather or bad weather. What's kind of the policy of the center in regards to that, especially in the winter?
In the winter, we are generally closed. If schools are closed, then we are closed. That's our easiest way to kind of let people know that we're not here, so don't get out on the roads. We don't want anyone out in bad weather. So if schools are closed, then we're closed for the day as well.
Anything else that you want to add that we haven't already discussed, an important point or two?
I think just the idea that we're open to everyone. We welcome volunteers. If you have a great idea for a program or you want to come in and just help out or give back to your community, we have tons of ways that you can do that. And definitely just reiterating that we do accept donations and that's how we run. So we appreciate everyone.
One more time, just the ways that folks can find out about you, get information about you, and reach out and contact the Lotus Center.
Find us on Facebook. You can find us online at thelotuscenter.net, or you can call us at 902-895-4295.
Michaela MacLauchlan, Executive Director of the Lotus Center, thank you very much for your time today, and we wish you continued success. Thank you very much for all you do in the community.
Thank you. This
is Scott Squires. Thank you so much for tuning in to the very first episode of Hubtown Life. Look forward to talking to you again soon. Bye for now.